And so didn't spend a whole lot of time with him. But then obviously once I got to Miami, he was my quarterback coach for 4 years. I learned a ton of football from Zach. I have so much respect for him, the way he approaches the game, his work ethic, and just how he put so much time and effort into preparing me each and every week. So I definitely learned a lot of football from Zach, and I'm appreciative of all he did for me.
And one more from me. I mean, I asked Mike this as well, but what should a practice week look like after a loss, maybe compared to after a win, or at least what do you hope it looks like? Are guys more locked in? Do you think there's a difference there between winning and losing after the game?
You know, I would like to think that we approach every day to take advantage of every rep, whether we're coming off a win or a loss. It shouldn't matter the way we go out and practice. Now, do I think guys are a little bit ticked off in the way we performed, especially early in that game? Yeah, I think so. So look for guys to be hungry and go out there and get better, every day this week.
Teresa?
Ryan, you now have a full 16 games in the regular season as a starter with the Titans with some fairly impressive numbers across the board. What is it about being here, this situation has maybe helped you put your game together in such a complete fashion at this point? And how much room do you think you have to grow?
It's a special team. It's tough to put your finger on one thing or another. It's a great organization, good team, good coaching staff, and guys I love playing with. You put all those things together, and it adds up to better results on the field. So thankful for the opportunity to be a part of this organization, part of this team, and thankful for the teammates that I have around me that make going out there and playing each and every day a ton of fun. And obviously winning is a lot of fun as well.
Teron?
Yeah, Ryan, having spent so much time with Zach Taylor, especially as your quarterback coach, how do you think that he could help a young, successful, talented quarterback like Joe Burrow?
I think it'll help him, all the way around. Obviously, just speaking from my experience with Zach, like I said, I have so much respect for his approach, the way he comes to work every day, how much effort he puts in, and just his knowledge of the game is really good. I really love my time working with him, and no doubt that he'll be able to help Joe develop, as he continues on his career.
And then in your Players Tribune post, you mentioned how it's not a fluke, which we're seeing it's not, but you also mentioned how, there wasn't a big magic change, but one of those changes was having Arthur Smith. So when you look at his scheme, like how much does that allow you to showcase what you could do, what you've always been able to do?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the way we run our offense, I think helps everybody. It helps the O-line, helps Derek, helps me, helps the receivers. I think obviously it all works together, right? So definitely thankful to be a part of this scheme. I love working with Arthur. He does a great job week in and week out of preparing us, changing things up, keeping defenses, trying to adjust, and just really a lot of fun to work with him.
Jared?
Yeah, Ryan, Mike has said throughout his course as coach of the Titans, the best teams in the NFL are the teams that get better throughout the course of the year. The offense is scoring a lot of points so far, but when you guys sit back in the meeting rooms and talk with Arthur, what is the one thing that you guys harp on you need to get better at as a team, as an offense?
I mean, it's all around. We're looking for growth in every area that we can get it, whether it's being more efficient on the ground, through the air. Every incompletion, in most cases, there's room for improvement. So, I wouldn't say it's one particular area. We're looking for growth in every area. Every play that we run, we try to take a critical eye to and figure out what we can do better. So, it's tough to say one area. Obviously, we have keys in the game each and every week that we try to focus in on and be great at. But as far as growth concerned and getting improvement is concerned, we really want to take a critical look at what we're doing all the way around and grow all the way around.
And then when you have a guy like AJ putting up the stats and the numbers that he puts up with the ball in his hands, how do you manage trying to force the ball to AJ and get it to him with what he's capable of, but also making sure that you get the ball to the open guy on every pass play?
Yeah, that's my goal. Obviously we'll try to dial things up for different guys and make sure we're spreading the ball around. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to look for our best matchup, our best opportunity, and throw to the open guys. So whether that's AJ or Corey or Khalif or Humphreys or Jonnu, really, I feel confident in all those guys out there, and we're really going to lean on all of them to make plays.
Buck?
Hey, Ryan, what are you seeing from Cincinnati's defense when you watch them? And it's been reported this morning that they're trading Carlos Dunlap away to the Seahawks. Does that change anything from your perspective or what they do defensively based on what you've seen?
Yeah, I don't think that'll probably change a whole lot for them. You know, they do a lot. They give a lot of different looks to the O-line, to the quarterbacks, receivers. They're really moving guys all over the place and really try to keep you on your toes by showing so many different things, bringing pressure, rolling coverages, really just mixing it all up. So definitely going to have to be clean with what we're seeing and make the proper and necessary adjustments to be in good situations.
Steve Lyman?
Ryan, you said that guys are sort of ticked off with the way you started the other day and are looking forward to practicing all week. Is there a sense, too, that you guys are just kind of chomping at the bit to get back on the field and get that taste out of your mouth in a game?
Yeah, losing sucks. It's been a while since we tasted defeat, and it doesn't taste good. I promise you that. So I think guys, like I said, are hungry to get out there, prepare, starting with today and a Wednesday practice, taking advantage of every rep, and then when Sunday rolls around, be ready to go and put our best foot forward.
And then on just a little bit of a different note, the numbers around the league offensively, whether it's conversions, points, touchdowns, they're significantly up over a several-year trend this season than they've been for 6-7 years. Is there anything you see in how the game is being played or what offenses are doing or what defenses are doing that maybe would explain that somewhat through 7 weeks?
Honestly, I don't really know. I know there's been some talk about the holding calls, but then, last week we got a couple of them. Week before that, we got a couple of them. So I don't know. I'll let you guys try to figure that out. I'm just going to go try to figure out how to score more points.
John Glennon?
Hey, Ryan, along the lines of what Teresa asked you earlier about, being here for a full regular season now as a starter, I wonder if you could just maybe contrast, looking back, your thoughts and maybe the questions running through your mind when you knew you were going to move and got traded, as opposed to sort of, I assume, the kind of the comfort level that you have found since.
Yeah, it's been a growing year and a half, from being traded here as a backup, starting the season off as a backup, getting opportunity, kind of jumping into that role, trying not to look back and just growing and learning. I feel like we've taken some good strides on offense from over the course of the off season and what we've done so far this year. Some changes we've made have paid off in big ways for us. So we're just constantly trying to look to evolve and keep pressure on the defense. So personally, it's not really a time to reflect too much. It's time to get ready and try to go win a game in Cincinnati.
Sure. One more on receivers for you. AJ and Jonnu, two guys that have put up a lot of yards after catch over the last couple seasons. What do you think goes into not only after catching the ball, but what before catching the ball goes into maybe yards after a catch?
Yeah, creating separation is huge. Obviously, being able to have a little bit of separation, an accurate throw, to be able to hit them on the run and keep them in stride. And then obviously those guys are extremely talented and can do big things once they have the ball in their hand. So yeah, I think it starts with creating separation by them, and then a good throw by the quarterback, and that'll give the opportunity to get those yards after catch.
Thanks.
Paul?
Ryan, is it picking up on that creating separation? Is it often easier to create that separation if you're on press coverage? Do you look up and like to see a corner up on your receiver because he can beat him right there and then and move into open space?
At times, yeah, no doubt. At times, we like press coverage. There's certain combinations and routes that we love versus press coverage, and then there's certain routes and combinations we like versus off. So really just trying to keep those in balance and hopefully you dial them up and hit them right.
Thanks.
Kayla?
Hey, Ryan. Coach Vrabel mentioned the toughness. That's one of his favorite parts about you as a quarterback. Has that been something that has developed for you since your time in Miami, or do you say that's always been a part of your game?
I think that's always been a part of my game. I've taken pride in it, going back to middle school. just always getting up and trying to stand in the pocket and make tough throws with guys in my face. So obviously you get better as time goes on, but definitely took pride in that going back to my early days playing football.
I also wanted to ask you really quickly, you guys have enjoyed a good stretch at home with your games. You guys are going back on the road. Is that kind of nice to switch things up a little bit at this point? I know you guys enjoy being at home, but just for the team aspect of it.
Yeah, it'll be a good change for us. I think we love playing at home. It'll be nice to come back whenever that is. But everyone knows half of your games are on the road every year. So these are big games for us, and to be able to win on the road is huge.
Last two, Terry.
Ryan, what's it been like being able to kind of incorporate Derek more into the passing game and keeping him on the field in the 2-minute situations more this year?
Yeah, I think it's been good for us. Obviously, Derek's shown some good things in the passing game. Made a big play for us at the end of Houston in overtime, and some other plays as well. So I think his confidence is growing, our confidence in Derek is growing in the passing game, and it only helps us, keep things honest and makes us more dangerous with Derek on the field.
Eric.
Hey, Ryan, just going back to that Players Tribune story that you wrote, what prompted you to write that in the first place? You obviously had a really interesting story to tell, but why sit down and write it? Why now? What kind of gave you the idea? And I guess, was it difficult to find time in your busy schedule to write what was, a pretty long article?
Yeah, I think they approached me about that a while back, like going back to summer, and really, it's tough to find time to do it. So it really kind of got pushed off, and I knew it was something I wanted to take part in, but just took a little time to put it together and get it out. So it just kind of worked out to be able to get it out during our bye week.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.